right, guys, we're going to be bringing you the other game that's going on right now. Is the last game we need to wait for before we can actually bring you round 2. So we're going to bring it to you right now. It's going to be, as you can see, red team with a pretty commanding lead, something we kind of saw last time coming in here. It's going to be Roshan's team with this early lead. And we'll see how Apauloh's team, if they can kind of find their way back into this. Kind of like last time, they do have a hyper carry on their team, but with the big lead that we have here from the red team, they kind of have a team that can that needs to push that and can push that. We'll see if that will be the case. Laud, actually really stellar AD carry player, so the fact that we see him actually with a pretty good lead here is to be expected, although it looks like he has actually been picked off quite a bit as we went further on in the game out of the laning phase. So interesting to see that at this point we actually see is that I believe that the top lane Zach actually came into this game as well. So interesting picks coming out here, and we can see him dancing a little bit here as we see red team try to push in and kind of close this one out, and instead, no, he decides to just jump off into the jungle. And they see that there is a top, so they decide to go all in, able to hourglass out of it. Really decisive move right there. The bubble not able to pick it off, and Apauloh losing it right there. Oh my gosh, that Janna and the condemn as well, pushing Zach out of the way, so he wasn't able to actually close in on that kill onto Lysandra. Nicely played right there. Great play from Apauloh's team. Highlight reel and the hook onto Laud. Oh, this could be a big turnaround for blue team, but no, things are going all wrong. Ace of the Hulk, there splits the divider, able to pick it up, and Sejuani back in the fight now. And oh, Lysandra, you should have ran. You should have ran, girl.
Oh, man, that bait. Zach says, you know what, I'm going to go take Wolves because I think this will totally bait this fight. And we're actually going to for 3 so far.
Oh, no.
Sejuani. Oh, whoa. Did he forget to press the button?
Oh, no.
It's just the baits. Oh, wow. Here we go. Ace. Well, almost Asu. And Justin did respawn. We are back into a pretty close game.
Yeah, I mean, huge pickup for them, and now they've pulled it within 5K. We're down about 9K, and that's the kind of thing. I was like, oh, Red has a big team, and I actually kind of looked at their lineup, and I was like, this is kind of like one of those scary lineups where you don't necessarily have you have tools that if you're ahead you can snowball, but when you're trying to go into a turret, blue team has a great team to deal with it. They have so much CC, disengage. They have Janna. They have Lysandra. They have, as you saw, Vayne right there with that clutch condemn onto Zach as he was flying in there. They have a lot of really good tools, and I feel like blue team has a better comp overall. So it's going to be interesting to see if maybe red team kind of falters here, on their choices, and if they can't close this one out.
Yeah, I mean, we still have, Baron set up. So I don't know if it's because they just had a misengage there. Because if you take a look at the ways in which they can initiate on the red team, Zach initiating God, right? He just says, I don't care, whatever, I'm just going in. Except in this case, he's like, I'm going to go for Wolves. But you've got Nami's tidal wave, which is huge, right? Usually you don't necessarily start a fight off with the tidal wave. You kind of wait till a fight starts, and then you just disrupt everything and get everything and then hit people with prisons. But you've got an Ahri Charm. You've got Sejuani All, which is probably one of the single best range initiators in the game outside of Ashe. Oh, no. Blowfish is like, I'll go play with you. Zach. And then, and you've got Laud, who's pretty much got not only his own near infinite peel, but he's got his own peel here, rocking the cupcakes. He's going to have the 90 caliber net to get, to get out of place. So, I was surprised there. I think the Zach was just a huge misplay. Like, hey, I'm going to go do Wolves. And they're like, oh, shit, we're going to get engaged on.
It was very quick reaction time, though.
That's probably a lesson learned. Yeah, it was. It was certainly like, what, did Zach just, jump over to Wolves? And we're like, all right, let's go. So, I mean, that's a real strong way to, punish an opposing team who, maybe had a play mistake. So, I think that's just a lesson learned is what we're gonna call it. Like, hey, by the way, Zach, if we're about to siege mid, don't.
we like the dancing, but we want you to keep your dancing close to us, so that we don't get engaged on like that. Yeah, that was pretty decisive from blue team, and I mean, the amount of time too that Lysandra stayed kind of around the fight and was able to get off all that damage while she had 100 health or less. I mean, that's exactly what you want from your carry, and usually you'll see that on an 80 carry, so with a ton of range. But the fact that Lysandra was still getting around, sneaking in and out, and Apauloh was actually able to pull off those plays. I mean, that's some sick captain play right there, and really kind of made that happen by throwing in that extra damage in CC.
Oh man, if Ahri hadn't just walked in that bush, they would have been free and clear. But it looks like they're gonna go ahead and clear that. This Oracle paying off in dividends here for Roshan. And just I'm taking a look at the kills here. It looks like Ari doing, coming up big in the carry with 6 kills, 9 assists. Lot not too far behind with 5 kills, 8 assists. On the other side, we see person doing all the work is Jace with 8 kills. Not too far behind, we're seeing Lysandra and then even a little bit of the jungler, a little getting in there with the 5 kills combined. So, Vayne, no kills. I think if I had to, what's going wrong with this game? Vayne only been in 2 kills total with the 2 assists. So, I don't know if she's getting picked off first because we didn't, we just came into the game late, or if she just spent a lot of time farming. So we will see as we get going, though, because Vayne is Vayne. She can definitely be that hyper carry if she gets a couple kills. If she wants to, if she starts doing, getting into situations where she can get a duel and maybe come up ahead against one. I don't think she can beat anybody other than maybe Zach at this point. Even then, that's a stretch. But we will see if she can definitely get some peel here. She's got Janna. They got plenty of good siege if they want to set up for set up a trade, take some structures. This game could go any way, even with that 7K gold deficit.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the 80 carries, she's down about 3K compared to Caitlyn, but Caitlyn notoriously not the greatest 80 carries to get farther on the game, and also she went for the Quicksilver Sash so that's kind of a dead item as far as damage is concerned. The thing that's kind of biting Vayne at this point is she only has the Blade of the Rune King necessary for attack speed, needs a little bit more, which we see her starting to build up towards, and once she has a little bit more in there in the bank, I think she's going to be able to deal a ton more damage, and we're going to see her start to just turn on, and she's going to be a threat. So, and we see the Janna Eye of the Storm coming in there, being able to pick up protect some damage from the turret as both teams just kind of sieging in, waiting for that wave to clear out. You see Zach actually on the side, and really that's just hey, I can farm wolves, but I can also just kind of come in from the side and engage on there as long as they don't get off the first punch and I get caught off guard.
Yeah, right now,
so
I'm trying to figure out what they want to set up here. They have the oracles here on Roshan. They have an oracle here on Janna. So Tekken, coming in here playing, counter support to Roshan. These guys should be seeing each other at Vancouver, by the way. But they're coming in here, and so they're kind of just vying for map control. It looks like they're just waiting for someone to kind of get caught. And Zach
in there onto Lysandra. Lysandra says, hey, you're going to try to take me out of it? I'm just going to go straight in there. I'm going to double Hourglass myself to eat a lot of damage. And Sejuani went really deep in to zone out the rest of the team, which actually worked out pretty well for them. But now we see Zach actually trying to reinitiate, just sucks them back in just a little bit as Ace in the Hole comes out. But really, Lysandra's initiate did a lot more damage than Sejuani's did. And Blue Team, I think, came out a little bit better on that trade.
Vayne picked up a kill. And they've still got Jace here who can set up a little bit more of a siege game if they wanted to come up here and poke down this mid turret. They just got to be careful because Zach is still there, and if he's not farming wolves, he's setting up a surprise! Except they didn't really follow it up. So I'm a huge Zach fan, so if you hear me yell surprise every time a slingshot comes into play, I might just shut up because it would be a lot.
Well, I think kind of what they want to set up is just stack Zach coming in there, have the tidal wave, the ults come out, and then maybe follow that even with the charm while they're just kind of held in place, getting popped in the air. They also have Sejuani, so they have a lot of CC that comes in there, but they don't have a lot of necessarily AOE damage. And like I said, Caitlyn's not necessarily the 80 carry that's really gonna light everybody on fire. I almost feel like
I almost that Rudan Hurricane, bro.
I almost feel like if they had a misfortune here or something, it would be that much more devastating for the way they've just kind of built their team comp. But we'll see how it goes going forward. I mean, they have the potential to get, if they can get a catch, to do something really big, but Blue Team seems like they've been holding the position battle a little bit better than Red Team so far as we've gotten farther on this game after that first initiate. And that Lysandra, that quick decision by Paul, just as hey, I'm caught, instead of being oh, I gotta try to get away, he was no, instantly, I gotta go in, I gotta pop my hourglasses, eat up as much damage as I can, deal out a ton of damage as well. And that's actually working out a lot better for them unless Red's, all on the same page and can catch a big chunk and not just one person.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm really looking forward to this next team fight because I think whoever comes up big in this next team fight is going to walk with Baron and probably an Hib. You could say that at any point, but I think at this point we're seeing both teams hitting, near max level. We've got Ari, Zach, and Caitlyn level 18 already. Vayne and Jace almost level. Vayne's already 18. Jace almost level 18. So, I mean, someone with level 18 death timer could be not pretty in terms of what they can come up with afterwards. And I mean, I'm certain they're just trying to set something up here. They've got Zach lying in the weeds, just ready to spring. And then, you know, I feel like they could almost. I mean, they can't even really clump up because you've got to deal with Jace kind of doing this massive amount of poking with his Miramana, his Last Whisper. He's got the Bloodthirster. He's got a Brutalizer. He's got almost max cooldown reduction. He would really love a blue, but he does have max cooldown because I think he's rocking the blue elixir.
Oh, fight going to start now. Baron followed up, and Lysandra right in there gets a great ult off right there. And oh my gosh, Ari going to have to hourglass out of that, but Zach following it up with some great CC, pushing them out. Janet trying to get some ult off, and although we see Blowfish starting to look good, although now he's in a lot of trouble. Ace of the Hole almost going to clean him up, gets the Condemned to buy himself some time, but will Red be able to track him down? That is the question. They're getting a lot of lifesteal actually off of these minions. He's going to start to become really, really scary here. Great tumble, but yeah, it's not going to be enough, buddy. Sorry. The damage has come to the party, and are you going to be able to clean that up? And now Red pushing out really, really strong, able to pick up some objectives, and I think Blue just kind of made the mistake of, you know, getting in a fight when that's kind of what Red was waiting for. They're like, please all come in here so we can kind of use our abilities the way they were meant and get a big chunk of you, and I think they just kind of, you know, set themselves up there a little bit.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like going to be able to hold this mid turret or the inhib. I think that's both going to go down. We'll probably see the red team back up or rotate bot because Zach is split pushing this bot lane. That would be a free turret for them. They are a little bit worried about this top lane pushing creep waves, but don't forget Baron's on the table, Dragon's still on the table. Really comes down to what they think they can do, and you know, they could just back up and chop and then just kind of stick up and wait for another fight to start.
Yeah, they're going for the low-hanging fruit, it looks like right now. They're just like, hey, you know, let's take blue buff. Janna not going to stop that. She's going to try, though, probably. And then, you know, let's take Dragon. So they're able to pick up both those easy objectives that can get them ahead on their way out. And they also, as a bonus, got some damage on bot turret. So they did a lot of things well. And top turret not really taking a lot of damage off that push. So Red team actually looking really good here, and they are going to go back. They are going to buy up. The one thing they have to be careful of here is like a quick, like, you know, desperation Baron, but I think they're going to be back relatively fast enough that that actually shouldn't be an issue here. And we actually see Sejuani actually pick up some more just like team fight kind of items, getting that, finishing off the locket. She's going to be able to use that to just kind of get rid of some burst damage here. Zach even, you know, it's kind of interesting too that, you know, he actually has the Thorn Mail as well. So if they ever do decide to actually focus in on him, if DT Blowfish tries to do anything, DT Blowfish is going to kill himself. Morley's probably going to kill Zach in these trades.
So they do have a pretty good warding here. They've got the 3 pink wards set up here over this over the wall, and they are going to walk in to 2 front
this
lines.
is the moment. This is the moment they need. Brilliant follow-up with also the Howling Gale coming through. Jace sneaking out the backside as well as Zach. Oh my gosh, if they do not get more than one person here. Oh my gosh, the Sejuani ult so clutch right now, and Blowfish wants to make something happen, and Laud feeling it a little bit, needs to be careful, can't get caught by any CC. Looks like he is going to be. Bubble on the backside trying to protect him out, and again, Apauloh just getting in there, making things happen for his team, facilitating like a boss, but they're not able to track him down. Beautiful disengage from red team, but I was for sure, it's like at least 2 people, at least 2, but no, they only get 1, and now if they go for, I mean, it looks like they're running to Baron, but I don't think they can do a Baron at all. Like, there's no way, and so yeah, they're just actually just backing off out of this. They know that it's no-go. They have to get back to base, and they have to gear up for if Red tries to go and pressure Baron.
Yeah, it looks like they will have vision of the enemy team. They'll know that the red team is not going to do Baron just quite yet. This will give them an opportunity to shop up, but you know, we've got super minions pushing, so that was kind of their one opportunity. They said, hey, you know, they just took the inhibitor. The mid lane isn't pushing just yet. We've got complete vision control of Baron. Right, they had the triple pink wards, and you know they set up a really strong trap, but all they came up with was just 1 kill, and they didn't come away with any objectives. And then they had to back, and now they're going to be giving up vision control because mid lane's going to be pushing, top lane's already pushing, and now I think they're just kind of waiting to get 1 more strong engage here. Frankly, I believe...
It looks like it's going to be Nautilus' doom here. Going to have to get back over the wall, but gets charmed back into trouble. Lysandra, again, getting into those backlines, trying to do some work there. They're going to bubble and pick up 2. Now Lysandra has no outs for this, and neither does Nautilus. Is still magically alive. Howling Gale trying to go through, and Apauloh not going to be long for this world. There's the pickup. There's the 5. Ace the hole. Good Lord. Nice eyes and vision from Law. Not letting anybody escape. You can't escape the Sheriff. Oh, the long arm of the Law coming through right there. Now they're going to be able to pick up this turret, move on to inhibitors. They should be able to close this one out here pretty sure. They got a lot of members for 40 seconds. Yeah, this is game. Nicely played by Team Roshan, and Law again coming through for his team. One of those kind of playmakers that we thought wasn't maybe going to make the tournament on time, but as soon as if he's in this game, I mean, good things are about to happen.
Yeah, good game here for Roshan. Looks like Torgon just teleporting to something. And down goes the Nexus. So we're going to go ahead, get these brackets upset. We're going to jump right in.